Have you ever wondered why charity is at the heart of Catholicism? It's not just about giving money or helping the poor, it's about embodying Christ's love for the world. Charity is often seen as an act of kindness, but in the Catholic faith, it is far more than that. Charity is the very essence of Christian love. It is the way we reflect the love that God has shown us. In fact, charity is so essential to the Catholic life that it is often called the greatest virtue. Jesus himself commanded us to love one another, and charity is how we live out that command. The Catechism of the Catholic Church teaches us that charity is the theological virtue by which we love God above all things for his own sake, and our neighbor as ourselves for the love of God, CCC 1822. It is not just about acts of kindness, but about loving with the heart of God, loving as he loves. This love is selfless and unconditional, and it flows from our relationship with God. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus speaks of the Last Judgment, where he says, "For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat, I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink, I was a stranger and you invited me in, I needed clothes and you clothed me." Matthew 25 verse 35. These words remind us that charity is not optional for a Catholic, it is a commandment. When we serve others, especially those who are suffering, we serve Christ himself. For those new to the Catholic faith, it's important to understand that charity is more than just giving to the poor. It is an act of love that transforms both the giver and the receiver. Charity is the outward sign of our inward love for God and for one another. In 1 John 4 verse 7, it says, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God." When we love, we are doing God's work, we are fulfilling his commandments and becoming more like him. Catholic charity is rooted in Scripture and tradition. We see the example of the Good Samaritan, who went out of his way to care for a wounded man, showing that charity involves sacrifice. It is not always easy to give, but it is always worth it. The true heart of charity is not in the size of the gift but in the love behind it. Whether we give money, time, or a listening ear, we are called to give with a generous and loving heart. Jesus also tells us that charity is a reflection of our relationship with him. In John 13 verse 34, he says, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another." Our love for others flows directly from the love that Christ has poured into our hearts. The more we experience God's love, the more we are able to love others. This is why charity is not just a duty, it is a privilege. It allows us to share in the love that God has for the world. As Catholics, we are also called to practice charity in the form of social justice, caring for the marginalized and the oppressed. The Church teaches that charity is not just about individual acts of kindness but also about working to create a just society where everyone's dignity is upheld. In the words of Pope Francis, the poor are at the center of the gospel, and we are called to put them at the center of our attention. This means that charity also involves advocating for the rights of the poor and the vulnerable, working to end poverty, and fighting for justice. In conclusion, charity is a cornerstone of the Catholic faith. It is how we show our love for God and for others. Through acts of charity, we not only meet the physical needs of others but also share God's love with the world. Let us be reminded that charity is not a one-time action, but a way of life. By living a life of charity, we draw closer to God and fulfill the call to love as he loves.